Without a doubt, my video today, Feelings versus Perceptions, is vital for navigating life. It's the bedrock in getting in touch with our authentic self. It's important for healing our trauma, for understanding our reactions, and also for anybody who is trying to recover from any addiction. So let's get started. What is a perception? A perception is a mind construct. It's thoughts in the head that are telling us something. Usually it's the perception in the story that we have to look at. Usually that's where the falsehood is. We're not really seeing what is. Now, feelings, they're honest. If I tell you I'm feeling sad, are you going to say to me, no, Paul, you're not feeling sad? Of course you're not. I'm going to make it very simple for you. Let's look at 5 feelings that usually people try to resist. Here they are: fear, sadness, shame, anger, and confusion. And from those feelings comes other feelings. For instance, fear could be, I feel terror, I feel anxious. From anger it could be, I feel mad, I feel hatred. So you can see there's different versions of that. So you're probably saying now, well, Paul, why is that important? Well, I'm now going to show you why it's so important. How many here have ever said to themselves, I feel rejected, I feel abandoned, I feel lonely, I feel disappointed, I feel discouraged? Well, guess what? Those are not feelings. Those are perceptions. And so what ends up happening, you disconnected the mind-body, and you're living in mind constructs in the head. And so how can you ever heal those feelings or come out of those feelings if you're stuck in the head? Let me ask you this. If I have the perception of rejection, what might I possibly feel in my body? I might be angry that I was rejected. And under the anger, I might feel sadness or shame or fear, and even might have some confusion. Can you see why that's so important? Now I want you to pay attention to the world right now. It's going to mind blow you. For the next week, I want you to pay attention to all your friends and everybody you see. Here's what you're going to see. I feel, I feel, I feel, I feel, and nobody is actually talking about a feeling. Nobody. They're in their head. Trauma, understanding our reactions, everything cannot happen if we're not living in the truth and being connected in the mind-body connection. All trauma and healing happens in the body. And if we're saying that we are feeling something that's a perception, then we're stuck. That's why this is so important. So now I'm going to give you a great example. Say somebody says, I feel no one loves me. So as you can see, that isn't a feeling, that's a perception. And if they stay with the feeling, they're going to turn that into identity because they said, I feel no one loves me. And if they feel no one loves them, what do you think they believe about themselves? Possibly that they're not lovable or not good enough. What feeling is that? Shame. So from that perception, it's a perception that no one loves them. They could feel toxic shame. They could feel some sadness, some fear. And now we get to the real issue. What's the voice of those feelings? What's the voice of the toxic shame? What's the voice of the sadness? And now we can begin to heal. Because we have to let in before we can let go.
So in the end, the most healthiest people in the world are people that know how they're feeling and don't judge how they're feeling, and they get curious about their perceptions, because it's the perception, the story, that we really need to look at and get in touch with the emotions that are coming from these perceptions that are usually very old. Have a great day.